Coming up on RMU Live, last Friday, RMU celebrated its 8th annual Oktoberfest. Morgan Torsha was there to take part in the festivities and has a full report. Also, another school shooting, this time in Tennessee, what security footage is now showing investigators, and a 7.5 magnitude earthquake rocked Afghanistan this morning. Hear about the challenges they now face.
Welcome back to RMU Live for Monday, October 26, 2015. I'm Eddie Sheep.
And I'm Delaney Hassel. Here's what's happening now.
Family weekend at RMU started in its usual fashion this Friday with students and their loved ones celebrating at the 8th annual Oktoberfest in the Soul Center. RMU Live's Morgan Torsha has the story.
Well, despite the weather going from as warm as spring to as cold as winter these past couple weeks, Robert Morris University still jumped into fall with their 8th annual Oktoberfest.
It's a lot of fun to celebrate Oktoberfest, and it's one of our fall traditions we've been doing at RMU for the past 8 years. It's just it's a really good time to get together and enjoy authentic, wonderful food and have a couple of beers together and celebrate the beautiful time of year.
Well, we celebrate, obviously Oktoberfest like they do in Germany, but Oktoberfest in Germany is celebrated in September. Americans do it in October.
Well, what's really cool is that it's kind of just a different meal that students can have on campus. It takes them away from the CAF setting that they typically see every day, and it's filled with German food, and you can use your Freedom Card money, which is pretty special, so you don't have to spend your own money. On a Friday from 5 to 8 that everyone can come and just celebrate fall.
Well, I think the biggest thing is just to, like you said, experience a different culture. And so at Robert Morris, you want to be kind of like a part of Robert Morris and a part of the family we have here. So this gives you an opportunity to hang out with some people, meet some people, talk to some faculty and staff, meet other students, and then at the same time experience kind of what like a German Oktoberfest in a sense would feel like.
I think it's just like a good way for students to kind of start thinking about the world outside of Pittsburgh, especially because like so many of our students are from PA, they go to school in PA. I'm sure a lot of them have probably never left PA.
The event was from 5 to 8 in Seoul and was a huge success. Reporting from outside of Seoul, I'm Morgan Torsha with RMU Century Media.
Looks like a lot of fun. Oktoberfest was just the beginning of what turned out to be an entire weekend of fun with the family as RMU's Family Weekend.
The 8th annual Creepy Conference, hosted by the Department of English and Sigma Tau Delta, will be in the Wheatley Atrium from 7 to 9 p.m. this Wednesday, October 28th. At the event, you can hear presentations on creepy topics including folklore, history, crime, internet, and TV. This event is free to students, and all those in attendance will receive set credit. Among the 6 student presenters, the faculty presenter this year will be Sylvia Pambukian, head of the English department. Her presentation links the Harry Potter novels and the history of medicine.
Students searching for a way to celebrate Halloween this weekend? Look no further. RMU will be holding a Halloween dance in the Gus Kropp Gym this Friday, October 30th from 10 until midnight. And for anyone itching to dress up, there's going to be a costume contest. The event is being hosted by the Student Program Board, and it's free, but you are going to need your Freedom Card for admittance.
This Wednesday, October 28th at 7 p.m., Robert Morris will host a debate for the special election for Pennsylvania's 37th state senatorial district. Democrat Heather Arnett will face off against Republican Guy Rushenthaler. The debate will be held right here in the RMU TV studio. The RMU Political Science Club is sponsoring the debate, which will be moderated by Justin DePlato, an assistant professor of political science and faculty advisor to the Political Science Club. Space is limited for the debate, and preference seating will be given to students. If you would like to reserve a seat, contact Philip Harold at harold.rmu.edu. The debate will also be live streamed on YouTube at youtube.com/RMUSESS.
Well, there will be a symposium on the 2016 presidential election this Wednesday, November 4th in the International Suite at the Soul Center. Sessions include a talk in the Electoral College, a lunch, and discussion on the 2016 race, and will feature keynote speaker Selena Zito, a Pittsburgh Tribune Review reporter and columnist. An RSVP is required for the keynote and lunch. Admission is free to all students, and it's $5 for anybody in the public. And for everything you need to know about RMU news, sports, and what else, Delaney? Arts and entertainment. You should head over to rmucenturymedia.com. That's where you can find out everything, including some stuff on this upcoming debate. And coming up after the break, we have news from around the world and across the United States, including the latest on a car that was crashing during the Oklahoma State University parade.
And the latest on the earthquake that shook Afghanistan earlier this morning. Stay tuned.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Cheers. Take time to be a dad today.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it.
I know. Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Tragedy struck Oklahoma State University over the weekend as a woman plowed her car into the homecoming parade. CNN's Nick Valencia has more on the story.
This morning, the suspect in that horrific homecoming parade accident at Oklahoma State University due in court. 25-year-old Adacia Chambers charged with 4 counts of second-degree murder and driving under the influence.
There was a period where I think that, for a better lack of terms, she could have even blacked out.
Her attorney claims she wasn't drunk when she allegedly plowed her car into the crowd of onlookers Saturday, but may suffer from mental health issues.
She only remembers, from what was communicated with me, the end of the crash, people removing her from the car, shards of glass being everywhere, and her being extremely confused while at the same time trying to maintain the ability to cooperate.
According to her attorney, Chambers, a fast food worker, had recently been unable to sleep and felt uncertain about her future.
The only thing I could relate it to is maybe of some type of bombing or something. It's been a crazy 24 hours.
In this cell phone video, you can hear her car as it busts through the parade barricade around 10:30 a.m. Saturday. The horrific screams from the unsuspecting crowd.
I mean, it just came 40, 50 miles an hour.
So I just got up and ran, and the car hit me like as it was stopping, and then I flew over some strollers.
Along with the 4 dead, nearly 50 more injured, some in critical condition. Overnight, the university community gathering in prayer, mourning those lost. The youngest victim, Nash Lucas, was just 2 years old.
The relationships and the sense of community that we have. We're just a small college town.
Chambers does face 4 counts of second-degree murder. Her attorney said he will request a mental health evaluation before she appears before the judge today to look for signs of mental illness.
Officials have confirmed that the runner who collapsed at the EQT Pittsburgh 10-miler race on Sunday morning has died. According to the medical examiner, the runner collapsed at 10 a.m. and was pronounced dead at 10:35 a.m. According to UPMC, the runner was treated within seconds by physicians in an EMS. He was then transported to UPMC Presby Hospital, where he later died. The UPMC medical team treated a total of 23 runners at Sunday's race.
A University of Pittsburgh employee was killed Friday while riding her bicycle on Forbes Avenue in Oakland. 34-year-old Susan Hicks was pinned between two vehicles after the car behind her was rear-ended. Hundreds of people turned out for a vigil for Hicks in Oakland Saturday. Some people who attended did not know her but wanted to call on the city of Pittsburgh to make streets safer for bicyclists. The death has been ruled an accident. A deadly earthquake struck northeastern Afghanistan and Pakistan this morning, killing more than 150 people. Tremors from the magnitude 7.5 quake were even felt in northern India and Tajikistan. At least 12 of the victims were Afghani schoolgirls and who were crushed in an attempt to evacuate their building. Along with those casualties, another 25 students were injured in the stampede. Deaths and injuries have been reported in Afghan provinces of Nangarhar, Badakhshan, and Kunar, with at least 35 killed in total. The Pakistani military has reported 133 have been confirmed dead in northern Pakistan. The U.S. Geological Survey reported that the earthquake was centered in the mountainous Hindu Kush region.
Gunfire early Sunday morning on Miltonburg Street in Pittsburgh resulted in bullet holes in a man's car. Ernest Benkovsky, a resident in the area, said he was awakened about 5 a.m. by nearly a dozen shots. Benkovsky said that when the gunfire stopped, he heard a car drive off and smash into another parked car. Police later discovered that two boys, ages 16 and 17, were firing a gun in the street. They were arrested on gun charges, as was a 22-year-old identified as Eric Anderson of Uptown. Also, a Nashville police released surveillance camera video of a deadly shooting that occurred this weekend on the campus of Tennessee State University. CNN's Brian Arduino has the full report.
Flashing lights once again as Metro Police investigate a shooting at TSU, this one deadly. Tanya Kelly lives across the street from the campus.
But I heard them, it was like 4 or 5 shots. Then I pulled on the news where college students done got shot, 2 women get shot, and the bullet wasn't even meant for them. That's scary.
TSU says 2 men were gambling in a courtyard outside the campus building during a student gathering. They got into an argument, then shots rang out just before 11 o'clock, killing a 19-year-old man and injuring 3 TSU students.
There were a number of students who took out their cell phones and began recording as the fight was taking place. We have seen some of that video from cooperating students.
Police bagged evidence, including a gun found at the scene. Campus officials say the men involved do not attend TSU, but now that students who were bystanders are hurt, some believe the school needs more security.
They say it's not the people on the campus. That's not. That can't be possible because 11 o'clock at night is the students on this campus. You know, they need to put more protection, pay attention to these students, and stop this violence.
One person was also shot at North Carolina Central University's campus last night. They are expected to recover, however.
1,000 spaces in refugee reception centers will be created under a deal agreed by European leaders at an emergency summit in Brussels. The head of 11 European Union and 3 non-EU countries met to talk about how to handle the increasing numbers of migrants. Under this deal, Greece will open reception centers to house 30,000 migrants by the end of the year. The United Nations refugee body, the UNHCR, will provide another 20,000 spaces in the same time. 50,000 spaces in the Balkan countries will be added as well. Ben, what do you have for the latest on Pittsburgh sports this week?
This week in sports, the Steelers' luck finally ran out, and the 2015 World Series is set to begin.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to RMU Live. I'm Ben Kelkis with the latest in sports. The Montreal Canadiens are making waves in the NHL, tearing down records with their dominant start to the 2015-2016 season. Saturday night, the Habs took down the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-3 for their 9th consecutive regulation win to start the regular season, breaking their tie with the 1975-76 Buffalo Sabres. 2 more wins in a row for the Canadiens will top an 11-win record set by the Maple Leafs and the Sabres. Over to the NFL, the Steelers were riding a 2-game winning streak without Ben Roethlisberger going into the weekend, and expectations were high after Landry Jones' stellar performance last week. Those expectations were shot down fast when the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Steelers 23-13 on Sunday, snapping the Chiefs' 5-game losing streak. The Black and Gold fall to 4-3 on the year heading into Sunday's home contest against the undefeated Cincinnati Bengals. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock on CBS. As Kansas City's football team came away victorious, the championship field was in the air throughout the Midwest. In Game 6 of the ALCS, the Kansas City Royals punched their ticket to the 2nd straight World Series by defeating the Toronto Blue Jays at home 4-3. Eric Hosmer hit a line drive with the game tied at 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning to send the Royals back to the World Series. The Royals will battle the New York Mets in this year's World Series after the Mets dismantled the Chicago Cubs in a 4-game sweep in the NLCS. Game 1 of the 2015 World Series between the Chiefs and the Mets will start tomorrow, October 27th, at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. First pitch is set for 8:07 on Fox. That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ben Kelkis. Now here's Leah.
Thanks so much. Today, we're going to have a mild day, like I said. It's going to be 60 degrees. We're going to have a mix of clouds and sun, no rain in sight. Now, tonight it's going to be a little chilly, down to 39. Tomorrow there's a slight chance of rain showers, but it's only about 20%. Probably not going to happen. High 57, low 48, so while it won't be quite as warm as it is today, the low will stay much above what it will be later tonight. And later on in the week, we are going to see some rain for sure. On Wednesday, there's actually a chance for thunderstorms in October, which is kind of cool. The high is 65, low is 52. Thursday, we're going to start dropping back down those lows of 30 degrees. We're expecting to see rain. This is actually rain coming up from Hurricane Patricia. Interesting fact there. Friday and Saturday, going to be sunny, 54 and 56 respectively. Lows of 37 and 46 on Sunday. We could see some rain, but as always, that could change. Temperatures hanging out in, pretty seasonable for this time of the year is the end of October, so it's getting chilly. Bundle up at night, but enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. Eddie and Delaney, over to you.
Thanks, Leah. Great to hear about that mild day. As she said, the mild day today. That'll be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some it's now finally transitioning. It's not just like abrupt snow all of a sudden.
Right, we're getting to the cold, rainy thing. Leah, make the rain go away.
Can you do that? Can she do that?
Can we put her on that?
We'll have to talk to her about that.
That'll be her job from now on. Ben, thank you for the sports update. Who do you think's going to win World Series?
I don't know, but you know what? Stay tuned for that debate. I'm really excited for that debate this Wednesday between the two senatorial candidates.
Absolutely, yeah. So that'll be on Wednesday. Yeah. You can watch it, I believe, on rmucentralmedia.com and also on youtube.com/.
Stay tuned, right in here. So that's all we have for RMU Live this afternoon.
We'll see you next time.